Lady D Denise Gomez, and I have exciting interview segments and features inside the zone. For recording artists, you can sing? Well, Inside the Zone, second Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. is for you. Writers, share your story, no man, in From the Author Zone on third Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Male Zone has unbelievably juicy stories of love, heartbreak, and triumph. 7 p.m. has never been this good. On Mondays, it's news, talk, engaging features at 7 in the Monday Drive. And Center Stage has everyone talking on Thursdays. Be a part of the show. Email me inside the zone nyc at gmail.com or call me 914-304-2592. Them say good friend better than pocket money, and that's true. Who can remember our first childhood friend? We told them everything, and as we got older, even people business. Good friends are treasures when we find them. They are our confidants. They shop with us for people we care about and are generous to a fault. But most of all, they are our prayer warriors. We are covered 24/7. We admire our friend who is there when we need to be reassured that every little thing is gonna be all right. And the high achiever who shares our achievements, high five to ya. A Satideh Mawnin Runnings with Lady D and the crew. Come, make we talk. It's another Saturday morning. Welcome to another feature of Satideh Mawnin Runnings, aired live Saturdays at 10 a.m. I'm your host, Lady D Denise Gomez, producer of Inside the Zone. Inside the Zone is aired Mondays 5 to 7 and Thursdays 6 to 8 p.m. on Linkage Radio in Mount Vernon, New York. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to my YouTube channel. This week topic: good friends better than pocket money. The crew on board are Maxine, Max Poet Lyons, Sharnette Mignot Brown, the conscious one, and Jackie will be joining us. Jen will not be able to join us today. And so we want to welcome everyone. We do apologize for the late start. We're always early birds. And it's a good day. Ladies, how do you do today? Howdy.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning. I'm doing fabulous.
Yes, Sharon, we see how fine you're doing there. So we're all right. Max says she's so busy. I had to tell Max, ladies and gentlemen, that at this time in her life, she has chosen to take up, quite a bit of stuff. And so the pangs of, produced oral. Yes, good friends better than pocket money. The pangs of Max's weekly routine is sometimes quite challenging, but I'm sure she's enjoying the ride. So, Sharon, you good?
Yeah, man, busy is good.
Yes, keep we out of trouble, they say, but we too old now for trouble.
Absolutely.
Yeah, plus them say the devil find work behind hands. We don't want to be hiding and the devil go find work for behind.
No, we don't have time.
No, sir.
We don't have time
touch my hand
for that. Oh dear, Jackie, we apologize. Jackie's having some trouble getting back on. All right. So I will see what's happening. So ladies, carry on. I'll be right back. You can
talk among yourselves. We'll be back in a minute.
Okay. All right.
So the chocolate tea this morning, or a coffee tea, or a hominy porridge?
No porridge this
Which
morning.
one is on the menu?
I have hominy, but I didn't make hominy. But I am cooking dumpling and sweet potato and banana and saltfish and callaloo for breakfast. Because I don't cook dinner on a Saturday. So anything me for breakfast, I meat for dinner. I just make one cooking in the morning and that's it.
That makes sense.
Too much to do. Can't bother cooking in the morning and cooking in the evening.
As I say, sweet potato, me see one sweet potato something. I have to call it something, a recipe, but
you're not sure
I'm gonna try it. But it's not sweet potato like we have our sweet potato. You know, the one with them call yams here?
Yes, the foreign one.
Yes, the foreign one. That one you cook it, you boil it, and you mash it like you do mashed potato. And you put 2 eggs in it and some honey. And I forget if you put cinnamon or something in there. I've got to look on it again. But you mix that together and then you do it in the pot like you do a pancake.
Yes, I think I've seen it. Yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah, it look interesting. So I think me have to try it.
Yes. Yes, that sounds interesting and it sounds very healthy too.
Yeah, it's nutritious, because yams, I've always, we never really used to just boil that type. The type where them call batata here is the one we normally cook. But
right, absolutely.
They have, I happen to have some. It's fun. I just got some. I was, the candied yams, and I was, but no, I'm going they kind of crispy.
Yes.
You put it in maybe one of those, you call them, the cast iron
pots. Yes, I know.
Right, like a cast, flatten it, and when one is done, flip it over. I'm making do because sweet already.
Yeah, you're breaking up badly though. You're
breaking up?
Yeah, you're breaking up.
Oh.
Maybe it's my internet because my internet is always crazy.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ladies. So we hear another Saturday. I was assisting Jackie. So 17 minutes after 10 o'clock. Good morning, everyone. It's good to see Oral first in line. Sister Morrison. So that, as always, we'll just do this like we usually do. So here is Oral. If everybody don't know Oral,
morning,
this
Oral.
is Oral. Morning. Well, Sister Morrison don't have no picture up, and she's such a beautiful lady. Sister Morrison, what happened to your picture? Herman, Medea, we there too, Herman.
Hey, Herman.
Morning.
And
Vero is here.
Marilyn.
Vero is coming. And so my dear heart, Jackie is here now. Welcome, Jax.
Hey.
Yes, that's all
right. Looking like an empress this morning.
Yes, sir.
I don't like the small scale something, So me can't say my people them big.
Oh.
Me can't say Lady D and Max and my Shernette. But small. All right.
Oh, I don't know.
Let me try and see what can happen here.
So Jackie, even if you went back on your computer and go to the same link you just came back in, you should be fine.
That's what I was trying, but it wouldn't let me in. So now I shut the computer down and it's restarting. So in the meantime, I'll do it from here and see if when it's done uploading and everything, if that will be okay, if it will let me in.
That works. And we want to say hi to Charlesy, Viola. Bless the Lord at all times. Yes. Charlesy, we want to bless up everyone. So as we realize this morning, and ladies and gentlemen, we are making a PSA, a public service announcement here. We are being told how our content is great and all of that. So yes, we land with the content. Now we need to fly. And they have us on the tarmac because we can't move So we need to get people into the plane. So we'd like to see more people coming on and enjoying. Now, we all know Saturday morning is a busy time, but believe me, if we can get more people to connect, then that's good because numbers count for us. So this is the section where we're just going to make the appeal right now. Please don't just come in to the room and sit and say, Lord, and laugh off your heads. Or as we would say, laugh our heads off. We want you to share it. And as you share it, say, hey, you see, subscribe the word right there. Please let your friends, your family, everybody, just like and subscribe. So we're asking for that, a special appeal this morning, that you send the link out so people can come on and watch. If not, they're going to charge us what the fee call again when the plane can move off of the tarmac.
I don't know.
No penalty.
Parking fee.
What's
They're
that?
charge a parking fee.
we meet to expire.
Thank you.
This is like where we are right now. This is like if they're a taxi stand.
Mm-hmm.
And you are help you are help the taxi man to load up so him can move, and we can't move because we need a couple more passenger.
Right.
Thank you.
And you have
So call your friend, them and say, watch out. Make a minibus approach at the parking lot. No, do.
Thank you. So we don't want to have here say Walks Road.
Yeah.
Spanish Town.
Uh-huh.
All right. So morning, everyone. Good friends, better than pocket money. And as you see in the promo, I tried to capture where the good friend themes would apply. But we know that there's so much more than that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've all had good friends. And it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to see them all the time or we're talking to them every day kind of thing. But there are people who we have formed a bond with, whether from childhood days, since we became young adults, and now perhaps you're in your senior years of life, people who have been there for you, you have been there for them. At some point in your life, you have had wonderful encounters with human beings who you cherish so much as a part of your life. And as we had pointed out, it's the good friends we're talking about here. The others can stay on the sidelines. Right? We're not going over that fence. We're not going through no shoe block, no nothing.
Now crawl through no maca.
No, we're not doing all of that today.
And the bag wire.
Yes.
Right. So, good friends. What say you, ladies, with your good friend story?
Good friends are invaluable to life, and we all need. They say that the song say we all need somebody to lean on.
Mm-hmm.
So along the road, I encounter many people and looking over my life, my the term friend is often loaded on how people view friend and jump and say best, but very, very different. I met when we were only years old. First preschool, and to say we are friends close even to this.
Mm-hmm.
This is somebody who, and she's not living in this court. She called up, like they said, you can prayer warrior through certain some sound advice and things of nature. So your friend don't necessarily have up under time deliberate writing down a few signs as according to some definitions, signs of a true friend. Mm-hmm. So say good friends accept you for who you are. Friends stick around during good times and bad. A real friend celebrates life with you. True friends will make the time to see you. A real friend will tell you the truth, even if you don't like it. A true friend encourages you to achieve your goals. So if you want to dissect all of that and see how many people in your life fit that mold, then you know you're on your way to having some good friends. That really is better than pocket money, because sometimes money can't help you.
Yes.
But a friend can help you out as you go along, depending on circumstances. So
that is true. Max, what's your intro on this?
Okay, so what I do know is that right now I don't have a best friend except for my sister, because your best friend don't have to be a stranger, it could be a family member.
Right.
And my best friend right now is my sister. Believe it or not, I have a sister that lives in Florida, and her and I were very tight. And it's funny, while Charlotte was talking just now, I was chuckling a little bit, and the reason why I chuckled a little is the fact that when, as kids growing up, we never grew up together in the same household. We were in the same district because I grew up with my grandmother. She grew up with our mother. But I remember when she was in not primary school, it was basic school. It was a school, we call it tutu school. And I remember every morning I used to have to walk her to school. So every morning I was late because she was little and she couldn't walk that fast because they have small little legs, couldn't move fast. I was so hungry and so mad with her. Sometimes I would get a little switch on for her to move fast. You're walking too slow. Because I have to drop her off at her school, then I would have to go to my school, which is primary school. And they were distance apart. So I just know when that just came back to me and I was choking. And now her and I are so very tight. We share a lot. She confided in me things she would not confide in our other sisters. You know, she believes in me. I'm like mother figure to her, so to speak, because I'm the oldest sister.
Right.
And so we are very tight. We will share good personal stuff that we wouldn't share with friends outside of, and even with other family members. So we just have we just bond, and we have a lot in common, like our mother, her and I always tell her that we came from the very same spot, or the same cloth from our mother's body, because we just seem to be very tight. She cries easily, and I'm the same kind of person. I cry easily. And we've been talking about certain things, and she started crying and I start tearing up. That's how we are. We're really very tight. And you know, if we have to borrow something, we borrow from each other and not from the other sisters. And the things that we discuss, the other sisters will talk about it with them. So, you know, to me, she's more than a sister, she's my best friend. That's for her. That's for that sister. And of course, growing up in primary school, I had a friend, her name was Maxine, just like me. Her and I were very tight too. We are not in contact right now. She lives in Jamaica. So we're not in contact. We have not spoken in years. But when we were in Jamaica, I'm telling you, we were so close that if we were in a group with other friends and we wanted to leave that group, I would just look at her and she would look at me and we'd know that we want to just go away. We just walk away, both of us. That's how we are, just eye contact, and we knew exactly what each other meant. So to me, that's real connection.
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful. And Jax, you better call me name. That's funny. Go on here, Jackie, ignore me.
Honestly, I have a best friend, like outside of my family. But I can say I have many great friends. And because people tend to gravitate to me and take me as a good friend. And I cherish friendship. So because of that, I treat my friends like I would treat family. Absolutely. And I think I have many great friends. And right now, my sisters, I would consider my best friends, if I should use the word best friends, because we talk about everything, we share everything. And my mother and my sisters and we can sit and talk about anything at all, you know. But I do have a few very close friends, including Lady D.
Oh God, yes. Yes, yes,
That
yes.
I can talk to daily. The thing with me, if I lose a friend, it bothers me. It
Hmm.
makes me wonder if I did something, or if there was something. I do a lot of reflection because I never really lose friends. I don't lose
Mm-hmm.
friends so easy. So I remember I lost a young lady. I called her friend. She wasn't my friend from back home. I knew her. She went to high school with my brother, one of my brothers, but she and I became friends when I came to New York. And it was a simple misunderstanding, and she just disappeared off the radar. And it bothered me a lot because I reflected. I asked, people who were in our circle at the time what happened. And if it was me, and everybody said, no, it's just that person. But if I lose a friend, it bothers me. That's how much I consider friendship.
Yes. Thank you for
Very
sharing.
nice.
And for me, I've had some really solid people in my life from primary school, high school. There is still a very, very dear friend of mine. We went to high school together, two of them. But one, when she just, for years after high school, didn't know where she was. And it so happened that is another high school mate who we just happened to buck up on social media,
Thank God for social media.
about Facebook.
Oh yeah,
And
that
Connect
I,
helps
with it.
connect with a lot of people.
right. And I asked about her, and she said, oh, yes. And she's so and so. And from that day, which is over 9 years, 10 years ago. Yeah, over 10 years ago. We came back, and she was such a great support to me when I went through a very difficult time. And then there are other friends who, if I just call on them, they are there. And even to today, I think it has, and I am grateful because I believe it has a lot to do with how I relate to people, how I value you. I'll value you. I'm the keep in touch lady. Every now and again, I'll take up the phone. I don't have to sit back and say, oh, well, for them life's so busy and them don't even call me. Because there are people like, there are people like that. You are wait for them call you when you can take up the phone, even for 2 minutes, and say, hey, you good?
Work both ways.
Yes, work both
Exactly.
ways. So I'm the kind of keep in
Yes.
touch person. I'll call every now and again and say hi. And those of us who are right here on this platform, we have bonded in such a way that the same thing, we can take up the phone and we say hello and just catch up.
Yes.
So friendship, it's a growing, it
Yeah.
operates in phases.
Yeah.
Even as we are
Yes. Absolutely.
owning our own sphere of influence and doing our businesses and so on, every now and again we can bounce off and just ask people,
Yes.
say hi to
Yes.
people,
I wish
and
we
meet
shouldn't.
people. So we shouldn't feel that everybody owes something to talk to you, to talk to we.
Yes.
Why?
Exactly. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
I haven't
And we
spoken
also
to.
should just pick up. We shouldn't just
Yeah, I have friends I haven't
go ahead,
spoken
Jackie.
to in over 10 years because I don't know where they are. And then suddenly we're in touch again, and it's like we never missed any time in between. There was never a gap because the
right?
friendship has been there from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Situations and things happen, and people, went their own ways, or forged their own paths, and then you did not get to keep in touch. You lost,
Right.
changed and stuff like that. But the friendship, that heart, that love is still there. I
Mm-hmm.
never knew Maxine until this show.
Right.
Yes.
Maxine, it's a true friend. That's another thing with me. I don't take on friends so easily. I'm very picky about who I call friends.
Because you have
So
We should.
acquaintances.
We should. Because that is what get a lot of people in trouble. Because when we were little,
Yes.
when we were small, my big sister, she used to bring up this is my friend, this is my friend. My mother said, you can't have so much friends. She's really a loving, sweet person. I'm telling you, my big sister. She's she's a best friend to me, actually. But when we were small, oh my goodness, man, she is a very, I am the one who will, like, you know, give you the side eye, kind of read your, you know, mind, and see whether or not I want to approach. Because if you're
that's me.
Right? I'm not the type to just run in.
Yes.
When I'm in, I'm in.
Yeah,
me too.
I'm in for the long haul.
Yeah.
Yes, but she's just so sweet and just so, you know, unassuming. She used to just come. This is my friend, and the person said, "Me your best friend. Can we be best friends?" She said, "She want to be my best friend." I mean, understand, so it work. So it work. But she meant well, you know.
Yes, of course. Always.
Yeah, I think what it's kids. It's kids. It's a kid thing. But what I find with me, my friendship with folks or anybody that I get very close to, most times they're males. For some reason, I have a better relationship with males, especially if they're liking or my liking. I have a very good friend in New York. He's a writer just like me, a poet just like me. We were together in a group, and he and I just connected because he grew up with his grandmother. He's much younger than I am. He grew up with his grandmother. I grew up with my grandmother, and we have so much in common. We have good conversation, he and I. Sometimes I'll be upstairs doing my laundry, we're on the phone talking for long. We just chat about old time stuff. And there are each of the things that I talk about, sometimes I speak on, he can relate to those subjects with his grandmother. So we always laugh and say we must have been brothers, you know, from another mother, because we just have so much, we just connect like that.
Yeah.
Everything that I say, sorry?
No, I said in the past, I must have been brothers, brothers and sisters.
Who knows? Yes, because if I say a word, he'll just rhyme it, and he says something, I just rhyme it, and we just connect like that. Conversation. And he's very mature in his speaking and quite intelligent too. So, you know, sometimes, you know, it's not just female to female, it can be a female to a male. And people sometimes will look and say, oh, them two, they're so close. But it is what it is, it's just connection. And it's connection mental.
Yeah.
That chemistry.
Right, the chemistry. And culture too. Chemistry and culture are things that you do in common. Of course, when the signs correlate, you can't do anything about it. It is what it is. You know, you just connect, and you can't change that.
So here is Gritly saying, "Good morning. I had a friend. She passed, but we were friends. We were so close. When she passed, I felt I was going to die too."
Oh my gosh! Wow,
that's sad.
That is.
Share your friendships, everyone. Please share your encounters you've had with people over time. Share.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm sorry, go ahead. Lady.
Oh yes, let me just post a comment quickly. Herman says, "Thank God for social media. I'm able to link up with many of my old-time friends. As a matter of fact, I just chatted up with Herman. Herman, when did we talk? A few days ago. We just chatted up and say, and Mom.
Yes.
Where is Mom? She went back, Jackie?
No, she's here. She's downstairs with Shantae.
Okay. Ruby Smith.
Yes, that's her friend. That's her best friend. And those two have been friends. See, 63 years.
My goodness.
And if that lady called my mother and don't get her, she called me, she called my sister, she called everybody to make sure that she all right. She lives in Canada and Mom is here. But that's a friendship, I can tell you, has gone for, as you see, decades.
And there are friends too who, you can call on them at any time and they won't say them busy.
Yes.
And talk to you now. They'll even if they're busy, they'll say, "It's urgent. Give me a minute."
Right.
Yes.
I'll get right back to you, and they will.
Yes. Yes.
There are those who they have that heart to care when you're sick. Then we come take care of you and all those things. So we really have to be thankful when we bond with people like that,
Funny you should mention that, lady. When you said, when you just said, if your friend call you and you're busy, you can say, "Give me a minute, I'll call back." That friendship that I lost that time, it was because of that. I was at work and I was busy doing something. I couldn't take the call at the time, and then when I called back, I didn't get an answer.
Oh dear.
Wow.
So that was. I don't think that friendship was meant to be.
No, no.
I don't think so.
Because you have people who are very needy. That's their makeup. They're very needy, and they'll need you when they need you. So if you're not available, then they feel as though you really don't care, and they don't measure the times when you've always been there.
Yes.
True.
So you know, it's all circumstantial. We have a circumstance right here now. I need you, but if you're not available, then I can hop on over to somebody else. So those things we have to measure too. That's sometimes fine. We may have a bond, but it doesn't mean that, you know, you're going to just be at my beck and call.
Right.
Yes.
No. And you can be short-sighted. You know, me short-sighted in my eyes. Right? Me can't see far. But you have to remember, sometimes people in the moment when they need you, then they just become a grouch. They don't think that you care. So you have to measure those people as well and say, fine, here you are. You have to measure.
And I mean, friends, a lot from mings and interact on, but invariably I find I'm talking about it without people. I mean, I tend to be sometimes a bit impatient all age here, but you have a weird the whole is if you're long shouldn't behind you. I mean, look, it's circumstance.
And Sharon,
it is breaking up a little bit.
We're breaking up a lot.
I don't know why.
Yes.
Freezing on my
And freezing too.
We think about it too. How did we learn from like our parents, grandparents, or the people around us? How did we learn? How did we learn to forge these friendships and keep them? Look at my mother as a 63-year friendship, you know? So we look at that. How did your parents influence your friendships?
Because even with my grandmother, I could tell my grandmother was, I always say, very smart, very intuitive, a woman of God, but she was also very forthright.
She was many things.
She would speak her mind, you know. But in the moment she speak her mind, in the next moment she love you anyway.
Yes.
So people like that, you learn from that, even though you may have a disagreement or something, it doesn't mean that it has to break that relationship. Right? And you maintain it, because there are some people I know, you know, if things not going well for you, TD Jakes had put it out there one time, you know, and he's so right. There are people who will be a part of your life because of what you do. There are people who will be a part of your life because of what they can get for you.
Get from you.
Will be a part of your life who, through your connections, they can also be connected.
Yeah.
Get connected, yes.
Yeah.
So people will come into our lives for different reasons. And then we use you.
Yeah. Yes. But they said some people come in for a season and some come in for a reason.
For a reason, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes it's based on your sphere of influence. It might be something they connect to, or something that they can achieve something by. And that is why.
Oh, Sharon, you have to go repeat.
Yes, everything went.
Freeze now. Yes, but it's true. And if we are not mature enough to handle that kind of situation, we too get bent out of shape and we'll just cut people.
Oh,
exactly.
Yes, true.
You know, you'll just start claiming that you're cleaning house. and truthfully, there may be other parts of their personality that you like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then there's that thing.
Even on social media, because on social media, you know, we have friends and we have followers. And when you have certain people who follow you with everything, and every time that you post something and they comment or they like it, they expect you to respond. And there are times when you just miss stuff. You're not ignoring them, you're not putting them to the side, you just happen to miss what they like about you or what they commented about. And some people get upset for that. I had a situation like that a few months ago. A young lady who follows me on Facebook all the time. It was a picture, I don't remember what it was. I posted and she commented, and I didn't respond to the comment. I must have missed it, but I saw the next comment where she was upset that I didn't that she responded to my stuff and I didn't respond to her. And I'm like, and I had to apologize. I felt so bad, but I just apologized and said, okay, young lady, I just happen to have missed what you said. Because listen to me, with social media, you guys know, Lady D knows that more than anybody is here. Because you're into stuff on Facebook and all these medias. Constantly when you put stuff up, people are following and talking. And if you were to follow social media, you know, put on your phone. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's cool. So
you're constantly following and keeping up, and it's tough to keep up. You have to be there, you have to cut your hair, you have to shower, you have to cook dinner. So your phone can't be there 24/7.
And you have to sleep.
And you have to sleep, right?
And you have to maintain other relationships at the same time with other people.
Right.
So you can't have the phone and so you can't be keeping up with everybody every time. Sometimes at days after, and Facebook do send me notification to say, hey, you need to respond to that, you need to respond to that. And sometimes I just jump on that one like a respond, but I can't have the phone 24/7. So
you can't respond to everybody, and that doesn't mean that you don't love them. That doesn't mean you don't care about them. You might have missed something. Monday gone was my birthday, and I was at clinicals all day. I didn't get to start responding to people who have been sending me a lot of messages until I got a break. I think it was about 2:00, and it was like a less than half an hour break. I sat down and I snapped a little picture while I was at, eating my little lunch to go back. And I said, okay, being that it's my birthday, I'm going to try and answer to everybody, tell everybody thank you. Doesn't matter who, but there was a period when I left clinicals and I had to drive all the way from Hollywood to up here. So I had an experience like that. Just between that little window, just driving, it was like a half an hour because the traffic was heavy, and it was like a half an hour drive, which would have been like a 20-minute drive. And it was like something like that. So I went in and I responded to everybody, but you can't always catch every little thing.
No, and people have to understand. So when Facebook came out, is the other day I was saying, whatever happened to MySpace? But when Facebook came out, right, we all wanted to rush it. We rushed in. We started to befriend people, people befriending us who we have no clue who they are.
I did the joint Facebook, right?
Numbers were the thing. Now, as we have matured into this whole social media sphere, some of us are a little more intentional.
Yeah.
So, yes, we have. I tell people I don't even reach 2,000 Facebook friends yet.
Hey, you're lucky you're at 2,000.
Why? Because we have to kind of figure
everybody.
out.
Yes.
There are people who have known long time as people who I know, right? Who high school, my peers growing up, community, whatnot. But now, any little body, they are cloning your your
Facebook
account,
page.
all kinds of
Like they
things.
did to
So you have
Charlotte,
to be
yes.
more
Yeah,
thorough.
I just got hacked this week.
Yes,
Really?
this week they cloned
I got
Charlotte, and they
hacked,
were, yes, they were talking to me as if it was Charlotte. So I had to
Oh,
call
dear.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
cloned her page,
so
and the
what-
person,
see what?
person was
That's what I'm
conversing with
saying.
me.
So
Yeah.
half the time when I go into into Facebook and I see all kind of friend requests, if I know that you and I are friends already, I go do a search in the search
Yes.
bar. And so I say,
Yes.
oh, you stay right over there.
Yes.
Right.
That's what people need to do. You don't just
That's what I
accept
did with
people.
Charlotte.
Right.
Morning, just
If
on
it wasn't
Yeah.
me, I wouldn't have known that had been going on, because
Oh,
they
dear.
sent they were
Yes.
using Messenger, even
The person was talking to me as if they knew me.
Cool.
But the question that the person was asking me, I knew something was wrong. I said, this don't sound like Sharon. So I went in the search and typed in her name, and both pictures, same pictures came up twice. One was
Oh, so
actively talking
they
to
use
me.
the same photo.
Yes, it was the same
Oh,
picture. So I called her up same time and tell her that somebody created some scammer is there
Right.
trying to talk.
Just before I came on here, I was checking the Satideh Mawnin Runnings page on WhatsApp, and there was a message there from an 876 number, and hello, Miss Jackie, independent lady.
Wow.
Really?
Yes, and I went back and I saw that the person had sent me a message from last year, May.
Oh.
And I blocked it, so I don't seem like a person found my number again or got in somehow and sent me a message. So I said, "Who is this?" And the person said, "I am so and so from IG." So I said, "IG? What is IG?" I don't want to continue a lot of conversation with somebody like this, but I realized the person is referring to Instagram. I talk to people much on Instagram. That's my business account on Instagram. I don't put my name on Instagram. So you know that's that I'm gonna shut down.
So we have to. Morning, Simone is here. Morning, Simone. Simone and I had prayer moment yesterday. Hi, Simone. So nice to see you. Yes, and Charles is saying that my best friend is my second sister, like Max. We do have other friends who are there through thick and thin. All right. Thanks for sharing that. Herman says, my friend of over 50 years passed off in August 22, and I'm still missing her. Oh, Lord. And Simi, good morning to you. Blessed morning to all. Simone, do you have a good friend or friends who you can, just share a few sentences about?
You hear?
Huh? Okay, not he. Oh, I thought Sharon was saying something. So yes, as we talk about our friends, no man is an island,
No.
And if there are people who have gotten hurt over time and decided that they don't want nobody else, them not talk to no other, and they take it personal. And they take it very personal that people no good.
Yes.
And we know that they choose not to have a lot of people in their lives. It might be just a core, the set of people that they have, so they don't spread themselves too thin. But we understand that then there is, as we said, friends, there are acquaintances, there are business associates, and you learn how to manage each group and don't cross over. So if you have business associates, don't let them be your friends. Don't bring them in that first. That's one thing I learned from my auntie. I'm telling you, I've learned. If you have co-workers, them are your co-worker. If you have your friends, they are your friends. Don't cross over, because you will have conflicts. When there are conflicts of
interest. Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
On the job and yourself. You don't want to mix that. So that is something I have learned over time. Keep things in their respective categories.
Compartmentalize. You don't cross it over. Many years ago, at my job, I did training and development, and we were in need of a manager. And need I say, I mean, I ended up getting the job after a while, but initially they hired this young girl, Caucasian. And she came in and she was just flirty and flighty with everybody. Da, 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 da. And she always, in Manhattan, the scene is what you call it again? 5 o'clock when happy hour.
Oh,
What about happy hour? I'm like, I'm not the happy hour sort. I said when work is work, I go home.
Mm-hmm.
This other young was the three of us, and she decided, she was single and everything, and her and they're going and form such a great relationship. I can't even say a close relationship.
Oh, Shans, you know what I'm going to recommend, because you do have something that we would love to hear you share. I don't know if it's the internet. You want to try your phone?
Okay, yeah, maybe you try something.
Yes.
Okay,
you come back. Yes, because we really want to hear. If you're just joining us, we'd like to welcome you this morning to Satideh Mawnin Runnings. And it's now 4 minutes to 11 o'clock. Stay with me. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Lady D Denise Gomez, and I have exciting interview segments and features inside the zone. For recording artists, you can sing. Well, Inside the Zone, second Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. is for you. Writers, share your story, no man, in From the Author's Zone on third Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Male Zone has unbelievably juicy stories of love, heartbreak, and triumph. 7 p.m. has never been this good. On Mondays, it's news, talk, engaging features at 7 in the Monday Drive. And Center Stage has everyone talking on Thursdays. Be a part of the show. Email me insidethezone@gmail.com or call me 914-304-2592. Them say good friend better than pocket money, and that's true. Who can remember our first childhood friend? We told them everything, and as we got older, even people business. Good friends are treasures when we find them. They are our confidants. They shop with us for people we care about and are generous to a fault. But most of all, they are our prayer warriors. We are covered 24/7. We admire our friend who is there when we need to be reassured that every little thing is gonna be all right. And the high achiever who shares our achievements, high five to ya. A Satideh Mawnin Runnings with Lady D and the crew. Come, make we talk.
Well, we'd like to say welcome back. So Sharon's and Jackie.
I tell you.
No man. No, as I welcome back everyone. It's 2 minutes to 11 o'clock. As I replayed the promo a while ago, it dawned on me that you have friends who perhaps in high school, throughout our lives as we are trying to achieve academic success, that you always cheered each other on. If you did a test and the score wasn't so good, that friend will come and hold you and say, this is your weakness. Sit down with me right here. So let me help you.
Right.
There are friends who have been there for you. And up to graduation, man, they want to see you succeed as well. Whether because they're, we know that going to school, some people don't have it. So maybe they didn't have breakfast. Your friends share them little half a patty
Lunch
or
with you, yes.
something, lunch, something with you so that the brain can function and you can perform as well. There are those friends who have been there with you. And when you graduate, it's such a joy to see everybody walking up, receiving their diplomas, their certificates, you know, and thing, because you were there for each other. Those are people you need to hold dear.
Yes,
It's
true,
not
true, true.
because, you know, there are some who, when they get the high marks, they must flash the paper. And maybe you have your little 40s over there, a struggle. You know, a struggle. And nobody not say, you want me help you?
Yes.
I'm telling you. So friendships really, really, it's transitional. And you have to just say, hi, if I have you, you have me.
Yes.
You have me. You have me.
Yeah.
I know I'm one
Speaking
of those people. I will be there. You want
Yes.
talk, me will listen. I am
Yes.
there. But I
Yeah,
can tell
so-
you, nobody who tell me anything. I can be in friendships with 50 different people. And I hold the 50 pieces of information.
Right.
And the remaining 49
That's
not
me.
going to hear. I don't share. If you share something with me, it's because you value me to share it with me. I'm not now going to go tell 1 out or 2 out of the 49, believe.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. And that's the reasons why, that's the reason why my sister and I are so tight. And that's why she confide everything and anything with me, because she knows that I'm not going to pick up the phone and call my other sister and say, you know, that tell me this, or that's not me. Any one of my sister that tells me anything, I do not repeat it to the other. Never, ever. It doesn't matter who you are. My husband or something like that. So I'm very, very secretive. You can't get it out of me if me no want to tell you. That's me. I'm Scorpio and I'm very secretive. I'll hold things and you never know, because I'm not sharing it if I don't want to share
And
it.
we know why you go sting. We are anything.
And that's why we have a tight relationship.
We don't want no sting.
We don't want to sting.
No, but you know what happened with regards to that? That has been the yardstick with which I measure what I share. And I am like Fort Knox. You tell me something, a Fort Knox. I have 3 sisters, and growing up, you know, we are pretty close in age, and they would, you know, tell me things, and then you know, I always said, you know, give me no message. My mother would say that you didn't know this all the time, and I would say yes. And she would have, and then my sister who told me, who said not tell nobody, would have said, hey, I can tell her. Me say, I tell if you tell her. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But the reason why I became that way, and I became that way at a very early age, I may have been maybe 10. There was a neighbor. This is like real life. This was, you know, when you're in a district and you have a teenager who get pregnant, it's a big thing, and people talking. And a teenager in the district have gotten pregnant, and people were talking about it. And I had a good friend at the time, and I whispered it to the friend, and it came back out, much to my embarrassment.
Tell you.
It came back out. Yeah, what's that, Jackie?
Says you talk.
Yeah, it came out, and I was, you know, and I got a big beating for it, because being so young, we shouldn't have been talking about them
Not
kind
like
of grown up
that,
things,
anyway.
because people were saying, yeah, people were saying all kind of derogatory things, and the family was in an uproar, and you know, but I found out when I told the friend, somebody, you know, we were little kids going to primary school. When I told the friend, we were overheard by her little sister, unbeknownst to us. And the little sister went back and talked. So when I went to her and I said, you know, her name was Winsome. I said, Winsome, me tell you, and you see, and I tell nobody, and then and this and pretty much she had heard and wanted me to confirm, because they were neighbors. And I said, yes, I will talk about it. And so when it came back out, literally, I mean, it came back out big time. And I was summoned to the family's residence to say, oh, you were saying this and saying that. And my grandmother was very embarrassed. I was very embarrassed. I got a big beating for it. And it was long after, because when someone was swearing on top of every Bible, said it wasn't her. But I wouldn't believe her because she's the only person I told. But all this time it was her sister who overheard and went and spoke about it. And then it went from there. But I used that to measure what I shared. So from then on, I said to myself, I will never get a beaten again or be embarrassed again by anybody saying, oh, she said. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That is why when you have people, you have people who grown up people now who will come to you and say, may I pinch you and tell you this. My first thing is, who else you pinch? You're pinching me. Who else you pinch?
I am right.
Because if you're going to pinch me, if you're going to pinch me and tell me something, and you probably pinch 2 or 3 other persons, if it come back around, you don't know who to accuse because you pinch so much people. Because some people, when they say me, I pinch you, it's not you alone them pinching.
Yes.
So I am very averse to anybody coming to me and say, oh, I'm pinching you. We say, no, pinch me. Keep it to yourself because I don't want to be involved.
Yes, I agree. I am right there. So confidentiality, a friend who is confidential is critical. Yes.
Yeah, I remember mine, she was working at this hotel and she met one of the guests at the hotel. Now you're not supposed to fraternize with the guests and so on. But this man loved her dearly. And the man came back to Jamaica. The man came back to Jamaica and asked her to marry him. And she came to me and she told me and her sister, and he seemed to be genuine. And he came with his godmother. And I went and I found my pastor, and they got married secretly. They got married. And he went back to America and he filed papers for her. And there were some other friends that she had. And it was the day when she was flying out on that day we had to stop at a particular spot, and they saw her and saw the suitcases. That was the day they knew
that she was leaving.
That she even got married and was leaving. The girls said to me, "Say, you know this all along." It wasn't my business to tell you.
No, she didn't tell you. Why should you?
And truth be told, there are certain things that when you are doing it, nobody really need to know.
Nobody never she married or anything.
Yeah.
I signed the paper because I was the witness. I signed the paper. I got the pass. I signed the paper. None of my business to tell people. If she never wants, she said, don't tell nobody. So I didn't tell anybody.
Absolutely.
Sometimes if you don't need to tell, don't tell.
No.
You don't.
The less people you know, the better off you are.
Here, Gritly says some people that we call friend are friend enemy. Frenemy.
That's a whole nother show.
True.
Yes. 8 minutes past 11 o'clock. Good friends, better than pocket money. And we use that term a lot, And sometimes we use it loosely. But, here we are pretty much dissecting who our friends really are. And people should be able to come to you, man. People should be able to talk to you and feel comfortable.
Right.
And not be worried. Me can't say something to you,
Yes.
Be able to come and say, Sharon, Jackie, Max, Lady D, me have to talk to you without a thought.
And you mentioned crossing the line, Lady D. There. I've seen some situations happen. At my age, I've seen a few things happen. People have been friends for decades, good friends. I'm talking about the male and female. Just like how Maxine has a male friend that she can talk to and tell anything to. I have friends like that, but I know people. I know one particular person have this friend for decades. Just a good friend, anything. One can call on the other. And the moment they crossed that line and became intimate,
downhill.
Right.
Of that friendship. Like not think it was a good idea. And that was the end of that friendship.
Yes.
Mash up.
Yes, you mash it up. Same
Yeah.
thing if you have somebody work with you, same thing as Lady D was saying, or Charlotte was saying about your co-worker, you know, you're getting involved with your co-worker. It can't be anymore. You go over, you can't look at that person's face, you can't. There has to be conflict, there has to be some issue.
Yes. And we do know there are instances, stories where you've had co-workers who have gotten into relationships and ultimately marry, and it has worked. But there are some that I don't know for other people, but like for people who maybe grew up together, you play as little picnic, you have always just seen each other as friends growing up.
Yes.
And then you suddenly, some clock tick, me don't know which one or where it come from.
The planets aligned. The planets came together.
Right. And then before you know it, you want to look on the other one and I say, you know, all that changed the whole dynamic of the thing.
Of course.
No, somebody look on somebody different. And it can be awkward, you know, at first. So that awkward.
That's because the eyes get mature.
That's there. I'm telling you, psychologically, that awkwardness that you feel right there is telling you that you're about to cross over into something that you really had not ever thought of.
Yes.
And
red flag.
Red flag. And even in the process of it, I'm sure the conversation was, and to see how we never did see each other like this.
Yes.
See, and before you know it, hi.
Another thing, if you have a good friend and your good friend cannot talk to you about something, the truth, tell you the truth about something without you getting upset, or if you cannot talk to that friend about something, then you need to look into that friendship. You have some friends that you
that might be a toxic one.
Yeah, you have to also look into that. And you have to also, of course,
and how about this phenomenon of people ghosting each other?
Yes.
That's a popular one now. People are ghosting. All of a sudden, you disappear.
Oh, explain the
without
ghost.
reasons, apparently.
Yeah.
Just gone out of your life.
But you know,
just gone for a period and then come back.
But you know what? Half the time is not really about you, you know, it's about them.
Yeah.
True.
They may have some issues that they're going through.
It is.
Yeah. They have issues that they're going through. And rather than saying, hey guys, may have some stuff I deal with, or no, give me a minute. You know, me not really going to be the talking, no link me, just allow me to go. But instead, you talked to them last week and something happened in the week, and you call them next, not a word. And what it does, it makes you feel like, oh, what is me do something?
All right, that was what happened to me.
Yeah. That has happened to me, you know.
To that person.
Yeah, that has happened to me. And I didn't do them anything. So long time after they resurface, and hear the thing. They just call me up one day and say, oh, Denise, I want to do blah, blah, blah. As of now. So Denise decide, listen, clearly something was going on with you. I didn't even bother rehash the months prior or where you did gone. I just said, what is it you need? And they said, what do you want? And I was able to assist.
So that's also fine for me to approach with caution.
But we realized that they had a whole lot going on. There was so much going on. They had a lot to do, to take care of on their own. So sometimes, so at that point, do I say, all right, here they are now. Let me say no. I didn't say no. And it worked out well because I benefited and they benefited. But the point is, at that point, you start to say, okay, don't take it personal. this is business here. Deal with what you have to deal with. Because if I were not a mature individual, I would have said, so the whole time for the last so much months, you just a show up.
Right?
But I was very patient and I listened. To this day, I don't know what had happened, but they were going through stuff.
Right.
And so therefore, people will never be able. No, some people will never be able to come and tell you up front. They will just disappear.
Yeah, but what about when the lines get blurred? Because I have seen instances where you may think that, okay, this person is a good friend of mine, or we are good friends, or even want to say best friends. Yet and still, that person is going through stuff. Decline to come to you and say anything and just disappear. That means the way you think of them is not exactly how they think of you. Because if you would have gone to them and bared your soul and look for solace or support, and they don't feel the same about you, then you're not on equal playing field.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I've seen that happen. So it's a case where are we friends or not? Because it's not a one-way street. They may not be looking at you the way you're looking at them, because if you're gonna be up and just gone without a word, that means you don't trust me to, they have this ride or die mentality now, and I'm your ride or die.
Right.
We gonna ride this thing till the wheels fall off. That is not something to take lightly,
Right.
That is not to be taken light. That means in thick and thin, through any circumstances, I'm at your side.
Yes.
But people use words, right? People use words. People talk.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
Yeah.
Right? So hear me good old friend June.
June.
She's in Canada. Carly. Carly. So she said, me have a friend who would say to me, June, me have something to tell you that me not supposed to tell nobody. So consider yourself a nobody. Me wonders how much we did a nobody.
That's a new one for me.
I know, right? Very new.
But even June, we grew up together. Well, not in the same community, but in Kingston. We go to church together. There's so many downsides, upsides to our relationship. Things happen with me MIA, all kind of stuff. And still, we still, here. June and I can just talk when we do get the chance to catch up. So there are just some people who are there. They're not going anywhere. And if you're a needy, again, I go back to the point, if you're needy, you can't function with me. Me no want you to need me. So, that like, if
that's a problem.
You have me up.
Yeah.
Needy people suffer from there is an esteem issue, or they never had people who cared much for them, kind of thing. And the moment, and you have friends who will latch on. I mean, you can't get a break.
Yes. It's true.
Like things.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we're going to wrap up in a few. Any more comments, ladies and gentlemen? I am assuming that our dear Ryan maybe took a trip.
I guess so.
Oh, yeah.
I was looking for him. I didn't see him. Right. But
Ryan off the grid this week.
The one-sidedness to any friendship relationships will never work. You will drop whatever you're doing and run for somebody, who is your friend, or go do something for someone. And the moment you have one little need or one little thing that the person can help you with, you can't even call on them, because if you do, you're not gonna get that help.
The answer you're gonna get. Yes.
Yeah.
You know what you
So that's always terrible.
And personally,
Yeah.
for me, I will tell people I know the areas I can help you with, because you have to be honest with you.
Right.
I know
Be
I
open
can do
about it.
what I can.
I can't do it. I honestly can't
I,
do it.
I know where my strengths are, and I know some things that I just can't do.
Me too.
Right.
Me too.
Right. So if you
Yeah,
reach
but
out
but
to
the,
me,
the yeah.
you know, and me say, boy, me not in a position, I become honestly not in that position to help
Right.
in that regard. Because you're not going to have friends who, for every nook and cranny, them can just whip out and help.
Yes,
No.
that's true.
No.
No.
So we have
No.
to be fair in how we,
Yeah.
and you know, high expectations of people, or
Yeah.
expectations
Exactly.
can be so high that is almost like if you say no, then imagine she couldn't do that. No,
Mhm.
she couldn't.
Yeah. And then probably you get talked about, behind your back. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a whole nother
Yes.
set of
Conversation.
dynamics. But I think your personality has to be compatible. And I also think that once you have formed a very good friendship, just keep that person there.
Yeah.
My whole thing is I have friends, good friends, acquaintances, but put them, compartmentalize them.
Yes,
Just
you
say,
have to.
okay, if you tell them where they are, but in your head,
Mm-hmm.
you're on
Where
this
they
side
are.
and that side. Because
Where they are.
because
Yes.
you need somebody who is, who has the same kind of personality. You can finish each other's sentences. You know for a fact that, somebody was talking about a friend they had who was coming to visit. The person was coming to visit to spend some time with them. And based on that relationship they had with that friend, they had to call another friend to come and help them tidy up in order to entertain the friend.
Oh dear.
And I'm like,
That's a stretch.
oh, I know. Your friend
That is
is
a
coming,
stretch.
but you call your friend to come help you to take care of the friend.
Tidy
They
up,
say if that friend come and you need help tidying up, if that person is any kind of friend, they would have dropped them bag, roll up them sleeves, put one hairnet on head and two gloves and help you clean.
Right.
That's a friend.
Yeah.
But if you need another friend to roll out the welcome mat for the other friend, then that's the second friend who's gonna help you. That one is the real friend.
That don't make no sense.
Yeah, you call your friend to go help you clean because your friend is coming. And when that friend comes, the other friend can't see it.
So then that friend
Something not right with them.
Charlotte, that sound like
Huh?
Stush friend and local friend. Sound like Stush friend and local
That's what
friend.
it is, man.
Stush friend and come on local
That's
friend.
what it is. The local friend go ahead with the menial labor, and then when the other friend come, she can't see. She have to go on. Because now you have to pull out all the stuff.
Oh dear.
Pull out red carpet.
Exactly, a red carpet treatment.
So here, June now. Some of my best friends are those me not talk to for a long time. But when we talk, it's like yesterday was the last time we talked. Lady D, you's one of those friends. She a coughing her elbow.
Oh gosh.
Yes, but we have to be mature in how we handle the people in our lives. And the word handle may sound a little strange to use, but it's just like anything else that we have to do in our lives. And when people come in and we enter, they too have to be figuring out, where do I place her? Where do I place him? Because personalities will clash. If you have two hot-headed friends,
I've trouble that. The fight.
And everybody in the same space, right? You have to figure out how to keep your mental health, because some friends require a lot of work. It's either you're
Maintenance, a lot of
control
maintenance.
for them, You know, you have to do damage control. They're always in a tussle with people, call on you to come
and get
in.
you involved.
So they and get you involved.
Yes.
So you're being pulled here and there. They're just people who are challenging, but at the core of it, you love them, you care for them.
Yes. You have
But
to learn
man,
to
they
stay in
will
the
wear
middle.
you down.
Yes, so you have to learn to stay in the middle.
You have to know, man, you have the hot-headed ones, you have the ones who, if they would have just opened their mouth and defend themselves with once, you have to always take up for them kind of thing, because everybody know, you know, talk, you know, me quiet, me not like to, you know, you have a whole heap of different personalities, you know. And then the one who is most verbose, who you always have to say, you can't stop talking a bit. I know, be so short. You know, so you have to manage your friends and them manage you. You have the friend who feel that them have the business head. Them always want to tell you how to do your business.
And then you have some friends who are jealous too. You might have two friends and one think you love this friend, think you love that friend more, and then jealousy step in. That's another piece you're right there. You know, so you can't.
But Maxine, as you said that, I had a friend in high school. We became friends by virtue of taking the minibus in the mornings because we're traveling from the same area.
Right.
And you know, we travel to school together, travel back home together. But because I had my friends from, you'll be talking about you get your past common entrance, you have your friends from your primary school. I would hang with those friends because we're coming from primary school days. I would hang with them, and she would be very upset.
Yes,
because she would want to stay with. I mean, we were in different classes, and when we got let out for recess, and I would go out with my other friends and you know, we sit together for lunch. She would be highly upset, and she tell me one day, she said, "Look, if you go and be friends with them, you can't be friends with me."
My point, exactly.
Yeah, so I said, that's some toxic situation. So I said, no, we're from the same school. We and you travel. We walk to the minibus place, you know, to the stop. We talk the whole time. Yeah, on the weekends, I can see her because she lives in the neighborhood. The other girls, I wouldn't see them again till the following week. Back then, nobody had no cell phone, and you could have text your friends and stuff like that. But she told me, she said, we can't be friends. If you gonna have all them other friends, you have too much friends.
And she possessive, you know, those people who won't have you for themselves.
And then she just gave me the cold shoulder. From that time, she just started giving me the cold shoulder because I tell her, I said, no. Her and myself and these girls been coming from grade 1 all the way up to grade 6. Now we in high school. You're going to tell me I can't talk to them at school? That's crazy.
Yes. No, you don't want nobody control you like that.
No.
You don't want nobody control you. Possessive friends, they need to find their own niche. Yeah, they need to find themselves. If you can't function without somebody, then something wrong. So can you?
Or you're curtailing their activities.
There you go.
And things of that nature that can't be healthy.
And they will transfer that as they get older into their romantic relationships and all those things.
I have seen it. You are correct, because I have seen that happen. That did happen. That did happen. But you know, you know, we are lucky. They said the little rhyme said, make good friends but keep the old. One is silver and the other one is gold. So when you have friends, and you know, they say the older you get, rather, the more you should gravitate towards your old friends, you know, because you have much more in common than the other friends that you have met along
the way.
Your memories, you know, when you get older, your memories, you know, go back to your childhood and to your younger days. And if you have someone to share that with, that is very beneficial
from what you call it, primary school, all age school.
Sorry,
you hit on the nail.
Such a very good point. Shirley, you made a very good point a while ago, going back. I think that's one of the reasons why my sister and I are so tight, because we grew up together in the same district. We went to school together. We know each other from the core, and that's why we can relate the way we relate today.
And that is so true.
Yes, because most
that
of my
is so
school
true,
friends
because even
yes,
as June is saying, you see, when when a core of us who went to our local church in Jamaica, Old Hope Road, when we meet, the amount of things that we can reminisce about and admire about each other in terms of where we are today in our lives and things like that, man, is a joy. And then I have another core set of friends. Yeah, and then now I have another core set of friends right here in New York, who we scheduled to meet so often and just keep that friendship, and we can talk and share with each other and have no qualms about doing so.
Yes, I have that with my high school friends. And you can also have a different cohorts of friends, because I have a group of friends that I met when I was doing modeling, and they are different from my high school friends. And they are different from the ones I met at college. So, and they don't know each other. There might be one or two who might cross, I keep them all together. We all meet up at some time, or I call them or whatever. But those are different groups that you meet at different points in your lives, and they're all valuable.
Like I said, you compartmentalize. You have friends over here, friends over there. They might cross paths, but most times they don't. And you are the only denominator in the middle who crosses all of the boundaries.
Yes.
But they are good friends nonetheless,
Yes.
Well, the takeaway as we wrap up now, keep your friends in their respective categories. No crossover.
In their respective pockets.
Right? like the kangaroo. No crossover if you don't have to. Respect each other, love each other, pray with each other, be there for each other. Because no man is an island is my thing. That I tell you, when I come to foreign and living, and I hadn't connected with a lot of people yet, and I spent that Thanksgiving locked up in my little apartment. No have nobody fi call and say you want one turkey leg, granted me no eat meat, but still, just because I didn't know people.
Right.
So I had to step and said, this now happened to me one other year, where I'm sitting down there and I cry, how me not have nobody to invite me nowhere.
But Lady D, that little moment, like I was gonna touch on that. When you come to this country, this is a strange country. You come here for the first time, and especially if you didn't come here to any close family or somebody didn't file for you, it's a very lonely period. And this is where you have to find somebody who you think can become a good friend, who, like you said, Lady, can invite you to a Thanksgiving meal and you go eat a Thanksgiving meal or spend that little time with friends and family. But that little moment can be so lonesome.
Indeed. So, ladies and gentlemen, check your friends. Who is in your sphere of influence? And just say, because we use the term that, we're going to shed people, but you need to check and make sure who you're shedding is who you really need to shed. And then you're not just shedding them in a moment.
Right?
Nothing
else, good reason,
Good reason too. But love each other, love on ourselves, no people. And as we go, June says, what June say here, so now, growing up, me never have much friends outside my family, because my mother always say, we friends is the 13 a week. That was her way of keeping us out of trouble.
Well, my immediate family was large too. My mother had 11 of us in the house. So we had to be each other's best friends first.
Right.
But we always have, like the community kids always come to our house because we always have games and different things my mother provided for us to keep us together.
Yeah.
Right.
And they liked that. So that's where we learned to forge our friendships too.
So that was a whole community right there, Jude.
We're going to say for us.
So we want to say thank. I know Jackie was sporting black this morning. The other two didn't get the memo.
I saw that.
Right?
I saw that.
You know, I started to wear black, you know, and I said,
So we
And
want
I
to
I
say,
thought of it last night when they changed.
what you see?
What is man?
What kind of thoughting? A pure thoughting going on.
Them
here.
my friend. Them friend are not thinking together.
No. But we'd like to say thank you all for always joining us here. Don't forget to share our link, the same link that you have there, share it, because it's a channel. So it will be up there for people to watch. There are people who can't come and join us live, but they will watch afterwards. So please continue to share. When I get to 700, I know that I'm in a better place, and I'm nearing there now. So keep it going. Subscribe, like, share the link. Ladies, wanna want some tatas and stuff?
Toto, bye-bye. We love you. They are now our new friends and families.
Have a great day.
Still a bit.
All righty.
Yeah,
So
well,
blessings, everybody.
and be a good friend.
Yeah.
Be
Be a good friend to someone.
Blessings.
Exactly.
Bye, everyone.
Absolutely.
Take care. All right.
Hi,
Bye.
I'm the entity Denise Gomez,
Ta-ta.
and I have exciting interview segments and features inside the zone. For recording artists, you can sing well inside the zone. Second Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. is for you. Writers, share your story, no man, in From the Author's Zone on third Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Male Zone has unbelievably juicy stories of love, heartbreak, and triumph. 7 p.m. has never been this good. On Mondays, it's news, talk, engaging features at 7 in the Monday Drive. And Center Stage has everyone talking on Thursdays. Be a part of the show. Email me insidethezone@gmail.com or call me 914-304-2592.